So folks, it seems as if World War III is right around the corner. And to be honest with you, it kind of seems like we're already in here. Now look, I am not an expert in warfare. I am not an expert in understanding every possible scenario where a country goes to war with another country. But what I am familiar with is common sense. You know, like I'll just give Joe Biden and Kamala a couple of examples in case you guys are lacking the common sense you need in order to save the world from possible destruction with nuclear weapons, okay? One, if your country has a gang of problems, and we do, you shouldn't be giving our tax money to other countries. It's as simple as that. Number two, if a smaller country like Ukraine is at war with a military powerhouse like Russia, what do you think Russia is gonna do if all of a sudden we say, oh yeah, why don't you just start using missiles that we supplied you for your war? How do you think Russia's going to look at that? You think they're going to be like, oh, okay, sure, yeah, this is all Ukraine. The United States isn't involved at all, so we can't blame them for anything. No. It's kind of like a dad giving his 8-year-old son the keys to a full-size pickup and say, go for a joyride. If that kid crashes and kills another family on the road, who do you think they're blaming? Not the kid. He didn't know any better. He's just having fun. Now they're blaming the dad who was an idiot. Same thing here. We're giving weapons to Ukraine. We're giving them money. We're funding their entire defense against Russia. And then we want to throw our hands up and say, oh no, we're not involved because we haven't officially declared that we're in the war. No, we're already in it.
Ukrainian forces have started firing U.S. long-range missiles into Russia, bracing now for a Russian counterattack. Chief Foreign Correspondent Ian Pannell is on the scene. Good morning, Ian.
Yeah, good morning, George. The US Embassy in Kyiv actually shutting down today, warning of a potential significant air attack by Russia as these tensions rise between Ukraine and the United States on the one hand and Russia.
This morning, after Ukraine attacked Russia with American-made longer-range missiles for the first time. 8 ATACMS were fired at an ammunition depot across the border, seen here in this video circulating online. 2 of them intercepted. President Biden authorizing their use against Russia earlier this week. Zelensky saying we'll use all of these and calling on other NATO countries for similar support. But Russia warning it'll respond.
We will be taking this as a qualitatively new phase of the Western war against Russia.
But it's Russia also escalating. We joined a group of drone hunters tracking incoming attack drones.
So the commander's just been showing me the mapping here. I'm now counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Shahed. These are the Russian drones that are flying now into Ukraine.
So there's a couple of things that come to mind in terms of this whole situation. One, I think that we need to get out of NATO. Once again, in my personal opinion, if a country does not embrace traditional values like Christianity, letting their people legitimately be free in terms of what they say, what they own, and not being dictators. We should not be allies to those people. We should not be giving them money. We should not be funding their effort to grow their military. I mean, what do we stand for? But all of this has gotten to a point where Putin has now rewritten his nuclear engagement documents, which essentially say that if US weapons are used against Russia, they're essentially allowed to use nukes. Now, here's what I can say. Russia has the most innovative and powerful nukes in the world, at least publicized. America is a lot more secretive in terms of what we have. We may have something better. But I think it's also important to understand that I don't think it really comes down to who has the best. It's about quantity. It's about how much can your anti-missile defense systems handle, or anti-nuke. I'm not really sure. I don't know enough about all that stuff, but all I have to say is why. Why are we doing this? And for me, it comes down to one answer. The Biden administration does not want to leave the White House. What it seems like is they are purposely trying to start a war in order to create a state of emergency for America to where they can say, okay, we're under martial law. A new president can't take over. We've got to figure this situation out first. How long were we in Afghanistan? How long does that take? How long is a threat from Russia firing a nuke off towards the US or China or anywhere else? How long is that a threat? So I'm not honestly extremely worried about the war. I think we should stop funding it. I think Ukraine made their bed, and the only reason why they have a dog in the fight is because we've been giving them money. This is just kind of how the world works, Ukraine. If you're not the biggest dog on the yard and somebody's picking on you, you kind of have to come up with a different strategy. But on the flip side, it's pretty interesting what Trump has done, not even being in office. Hamas has pretty much called an end to the war. Russia is willing to talk with him. Putin massively respects Donald Trump for how he handled his assassination attempt. He's talked about it several times on camera. He said that's what a man is supposed to be like.
Президента Соединенных Штатов Америки. Я уже говорил, что мы будем работать с любым главой государства, которому окажет доверие американский народ. Так будет действительно и на практике. Вы знаете, можно тоже как угодно к нему относиться, ведь все изначально в первой его итерации в президентской говорили, что он бизнесмен в основном, и он мало чего в этом понимает в политике, ошибок может наделать. Ну, во-первых, я вам могу сказать, его поведение в момент покушения на его жизнь, я не знаю, но на меня произвело это впечатление. Он мужественный человек оказался. И дело не только в поднятой руке и в призыве бороться за их общие идеалы. Дело не только в этом.
RFK Jr. is already telling the FDA that they better get their crap in order, and it's already had a huge effect. Who remembers this stuff? NMN from Black Forest. A lot of you guys take it. It is one of the best products on the market, but the FDA has tried for the past couple of years to deem this as a prescription drug so they can monopolize the market, charge 8 to 10 times more than what is being charged now. And just 2 days after this tweet from RFK Jr., a court found that the FDA was unfairly treating NMN. So for right now, it's protected. We don't know how long. What we do know is this product is amazing. It helps with anti-aging, replacing NAD+ in your body, regulating blood pressure, a plethora of things. So once again, I've asked Black Forest to give you all an amazing deal. Here it is. Buy one, get one free for the next 48 hours. We're putting a link below the video. Go stock up. It's safe for now, but we don't know for how long. So I guess to end here, I think it's astonishing how reckless our federal government is on every single end of the spectrum. I think it's extremely reckless for us, one, to give weapons to Ukraine, give them our money, and then allow them to fire our weapons that we gave them into Russian territory. I mean, what do we think is going to happen? And the sad part of all of this is it's not about defending our country. It's not like Biden is in there and saying, wow, Russia is a huge threat to America. They're calling for war against us. So we've got to have another country fight our war for us. We got to give weapons to Ukraine so they can kind of fend them off. No, it's not about that. If we would have never given a dime to Ukraine, not one weapon, Russia would have zero issue with us other than our natural beef. And the reason why the federal government does this is because it's self-serving. They have an agenda. It's not about us. Probably half of it was because of Hunter Biden and Joe Biden's dealings in Ukraine. The other half is they just don't want to give up the presidency. It's self-fucking-serving. It's not about, well, the people need us to be responsible. Even though we lost, we need to be responsible. And we need to just chill out until Trump gets in there because clearly we have no idea what we're doing. Nope. Instead, it's, well, we're just going to see how much havoc we can create until Trump gets in. We're going to set it up so Trump is essentially having to deal with another war as soon as he gets in. It's a joke.